of gas, Fredericton Silverwood.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the evening of the 4th of January of this year, the Garrison District Ale House caught fire. Members of the Fredericton Fire Department responded to the scene, and many of them are here with us today. I'd ask them to stand as I give their names. They were Captain David McKinley, the acting platoon commander and incident commander. Yes, please stand. With 24 years of service. In Quint 1 from the York Street Station, the first in engine company, we have Lieutenant Rick Trecartin, who was the acting captain for fire attack. We have firefighter Troy Wilcox, with 10 years of service, the pump operator. We have firefighter Shawn Clark, firefighter fire attack, with 9 years of service. Also from the York Street Station was the rescue squad, firefighter Doug Coffin, the acting lieutenant for search and rescue and fire attack, with 14 years of service, and firefighter Marjorie Crousse, firefighter search and rescue fire attack, with 8 years of service. From Two Nations Crossing Station was Quint 2, the first in aerial unit, led by Captain Charles Betts, with 28 years of service, fire attack, firefighter Tim Gibson, with 8 years of service as the pump operator, firefighter Jason Beliveau, 13 years of service, firefighter fire attack, and firefighter Aaron McCoy, with 10 years of service, firefighter fire attack. From Kimball, there was tanker number 3, the second in engine company, with firefighter Jason Waterhouse, pump operator. And we're also joined in the gallery by Fire Chief Paul Fleming, himself with 28 years of service. Colleagues, this fire was largely within the building, inside the walls, so it took them quite a bit of time to fight it. And the community was gathered to watch this and often noticed that firefighters would come out, change tanks, and then go right back into the scene to fight the fire. They pumped about a swimming pool's worth of water into the building, and in the end, the fire was extinguished, everyone was evacuated safely, and there was limited damage to the surrounding buildings. Mr. Speaker, please join me in welcoming this group of quiet professionals, very humble, but we're happy to recognize their incredible service here today. Now, Mr. Speaker, sadly, the ale house itself was badly damaged by smoke, water, and some fire damage, and it could no longer operate. Now, the first concern of the owners, Shane Fraser and Doug Williams, who I'll introduce in a moment, their first concern was for their staff. And they were supported in this effort by 3 local leaders who stepped forward, 2 of whom are with us here today. And I'd ask Mr. Carter McLaughlin to stand. Now, Carter's the owner of Vagrant Web and Creative, a Fredericton design and marketing company, and also the founder and operator of the popular Fredericton Tweet Ups. And he's supported in his professional career by his wife Amanda and his 2 beautiful daughters, Emmy and Lily. And as well, Carter was joined by Joe Trevors. I'll ask him to stand, and Carter, you can stay standing. Joe Trevors, originally from Miramichi, moved to Fredericton in 1996, and is supported by his wife Krista. He resides in Estes Bridge, and he has an impressive professional background that spans almost 20 years of banking, insurance, and investments. And most recently, he spent 4 years on the not-for-profit executive as the executive director of the Special Olympics of New Brunswick. Now, these 2 men were also joined by Mr. Rob Hartland, who can't join us here today, and they held a fundraiser for the Garrison staff to make sure they had some bridge funding for the time they were going to be laid off. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming these 2 local leaders who stepped forward in times of a crisis. This is going to kill them, but I would like Doug Williams and Shane Fraser to stand, please. So Doug and Shane are the owners of the of the ale house, and once they had their staff stabilized, they turned their minds to rebuilding. Now, these 2 guys are very prudent businessmen, and about a year before the fire, they had the good sense to up their insurance to make sure they had the right amount of insurance. And I can assure you, when you own a struggling small business, paying several $1,000s more a year to insurance money is a difficult decision to make. But they realized it was important, and amazingly, they were well protected when the fire came, due to their foresight and their prudence. And I congratulate them for that. Now, to me, these two entrepreneurs exemplify the New Brunswick values of hard work, dedication, and commitment. And they've been supported in this by their wives, Doug's wife, Carolyn Williams, who's there with us today in the gallery, and Tracy, who's hard at work, Shane's wife, and their beautiful families. Now, it's been a long year of rebuilding for these two and their families and the staff. But they're up to the challenge, and they didn't just sit back, but they rose above, and they turned challenge into opportunity. They have rebuilt their brand, and ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the Ale House reopens. So the King Street Ale House, it's got great food, great selection, and above all, excellent service. And we're joined today by some of the staff that makes that happen. Now, it's testament to these businessmen and their families that over 80% of the staff have returned. We have some of them here with us today, and I'll just name off some of them. We have Nicole Hasty. You can stand. Nicole Spidell. Nikki. The token Transylvanian, Catalin. We have Alana Ward and Adele Hansen, I believe, and of course Amber Curry. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the staff of the King Street Ale House as they celebrate their reopening tonight.